Whereas Bruce Beckman was elected to the Village Council in 2007 and has served the village diligently and conscientiously as commissioner. And whereas Bruce served on the board of directors of the Downers Grove Economic Development Corporation, was a member of the Stormwater and Floodplain Oversight Committee, served on the District 99 Board of Education for 24 years as a member, vice president, and president, and the Downers Grove School Board Caucus, and received the Illinois State Board of Education Those Who Excel Award in 1999. And whereas Bruce has given unselfishly of his time and effort in the performance of his duties, and whereas it is fitting that his contributions to the village be recognized. Now, therefore, we, the Council of the Village of Downers Grove, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, May 3rd, 2011, as Bruce Beckman Day. And
now they tell us.
Now you have your own day. And acknowledge his dedication, leadership, and commitment, and express our gratitude and appreciation for the services rendered by Bruce Beckman as Commissioner. We invite all citizens to join us in saluting Bruce and offering all our best wishes. Dated this third day of May 2011 in Downers Grove, Illinois. We have more.
Oh,
we have more.
Okay.
But this has even smaller print. This is a true test. Here's your clock. It's very heavy. And the clock says, in appreciation of your dedicated service, Village of Downers Grove, Bruce Beckman, Commissioner 5807 to 5311.
Great. Thank you very much.
We're not done yet. And one last gift. It's appropriate. It's a banner. It actually is the bike banner that's on the wall back there. I don't know if many of you know that both Bruce and his wife Mickey are avid bicyclists, and we thought it would be very appropriate to give him the banner from the bike race. So with our appreciation, thank you so much. Mayor Sandberg? You get to come. And I've been practicing a word in your proclamation so I don't blow it, and watch how I go. Okay. And you're going to have to tell me what the word means. Whereas Ron Sandak was elected to the Village Council as Commissioner in 2003 and was elected Mayor in 2007, and whereas Ron was appointed to the Liquor Commission in 2001, and whereas Ron has been active in numerous community and charitable activities, including the Downers Grove Area Chamber of Commerce, the Economic Development Corporation, the Pierce Downer PTA, the Educational Foundation of Downers Grove, Family Shelter Services, Helping Girls Navigate Adolescence, and the Grove Foundation. Whereas Ron's indefatigable energy, devotion, and exuberance for the village is always evident. You try saying that word. Whereas Ron was sworn in as State Senator of the 21st District on Tuesday, November 30th, 2010. Whereas it is fitting that his contributions to the village be recognized. Now, therefore, we, the Council of the Village of Downers Grove, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, May 3rd, 2011, as Ron Sandak Day, to honor Mayor Ron Sandak and acknowledge his commitment and service to the Village of Downers Grove and express our gratitude and appreciation for the services rendered by him as mayor. We invite all citizens to join us in congratulating Ron and extending all our best wishes to him, dated the third day of May 2011 in Downers Grove.
You did a great job.
Okay, this is also heavy. I think it's that way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and yours says, in appreciation of your dedicated service, Village of Downers Grove, Ron Sandak, Mayor 5807 to 53-2011, and Commissioner 5603 to 5807. It is the other banner that happens to be hanging up on the wall. Ron was elected on the 175th anniversary of the village's founding, so we thought it would be very fitting to give you the 175th banner, and we hope that you hang it again in your wall in the state capitol, just so you don't forget us.
Shan't.
I have a few prepared notes, unprepared as I was. As I started to write these final comments, I couldn't help but look back at the last 4 years into the initiatives our community has achieved or is in the process of achieving. I believe as time goes by and we will have a firmer fix on this council's place in Downers Grove history, I see certain items as having their biggest contribution to the community from a long-term perspective. I think the biggest contribution will be the quick action that was taken as the extent of the recession started to reveal itself. In my opinion, it was not the council who actually proposed these quick steps, but rather it was the village manager and his staff that said to us, "This is serious, we must take decisive action." It was the council that formulated the policy, but it was actually staff who was saying, "Guys, we got a problem here." The second most significant action by this council was the decision to engage in the development and implementation of an infrastructure development strategy. When I ran for village council 4 years ago, seems like yesterday actually, but 4 years ago, that was one of the issues that I ran on. We continually saw problems as it applied to how the floodplain is affecting people's quality of life, roads, etc. And we knew that this had to be corrected. The thing that amazed me most is that the people understood this problem. And even during the last few years, as this recession started to unfold itself, there wasn't a peep from the community because they knew that this is something that needed to be done. It really impressed me about all of you folks and understanding how we collectively have to do certain things so that our town can be a better place 20, 30 years from now. Beyond those two undertakings, I believe that Belmont Underpass, when completed, may have a significant benefit to the village, especially the west side of the village. I think we do not know yet exactly the positive impact that will have. Mickey, I see some flashing lights. I hope we parked in a safe parking zone. Sorry, couldn't help that. In addition to that, TCD, along with the Comprehensive Development Plan, should help the community set a standard for the future. We knew then, as we started to move toward that election, that these important factors need to be reestablished. And during that first year of my administration on this council, Mayor Sandak, myself, along with others, and then Commissioner Tully, understood that we had to move forward. We needed then to understand what this community needs to look like or should look like, not only 5 days from now, but 5 years, 15, 20 years. That template, which we may or may not follow as time goes on, is now becoming in place. With it, by the end of this year, we should have a sense of what this means. I think that is one of the most important achievements that this village has undertaken. And finally, the item that both the mayor and I felt so strongly about, and others, was the ethics ordinance. And clear a path and set a standard for the future of not only our community, but others and in the state. I cannot forget the fine work of the Economic Development Corporation. They've done in attracting major businesses to Downers Grove, such as DeVry. Our village is gifted in having significant land masses to bring quality businesses to Downers Grove. I want to extend my deep sense of gratitude for having the great privilege of serving our great community for the last 4 years. This gratitude is extended to all of my commissioners and to the mayor, and especially to Marilyn and her husband, Phil, who I have found to be a trusted and supportive colleague, but also a friend. It is offered to the village manager, Dave Fieldman, and his staff. Few truly understand what a contribution they have made in the last 2 years. To our legal team, led by Enza Petrarca, but most of all to the citizens of our village. It is for the citizens that is why I first chose to run and serve. I wanted to make this a better place to live, to take our village to the next level. To all the members of our citizen commissions and committees, I applaud you for this town to continue to succeed. It is this high level of volunteerism and community contribution that must continue. Thanks. And finally, to my wife, who has always been my greatest supporter and who pulled me up short and even pulls me up short when I need it. If you know that when I was running for village commissioner, due to business necessity, my campaign manager suddenly had to take a reduced role due to business reasons, and understandably so. It was Mickey who stepped in, and once again, filled the void. Thanks, Mickey. I thank you all. There is so much more that needs to be done. I trust and am hopeful that the new council, led by the next mayor, Martin Tully, which will be seated in a few minutes, will take on that task. I think it is going to be an exciting time, the next 2 to 4 years, and I wish I were part of it. And anybody here, if you ever want to have a cup of coffee, I'm always up for it. Thank you.
And finally, Mayor Sandek.
You know, I got to Village Hall this evening for this meeting, which is really more about the next council. This is really Martin Tully's day, Sean Durkin's day, Jeff Newstead, Becky Renkin, and the next council collectively. So I got to Village Hall today and my parking space was gone. Tully had already taken it. It's time for a change. It's all good, you know. Yeah, it's all good. It's good.
You parked in the other aisle.
I did. I parked elsewhere today, and that's the beginning of my next transition. And you know, the one sentiment I want to express clearly, unambiguously, and without any mistake, it has been an honor. It has been a privilege, and it has been my pleasure to serve this village. The best part about Downers Grove is its people. And in 8 years, actually 10 years, going back to when I started on the Liquor Commission, I have met hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Sometimes they were one-offs. Sometimes they were folks I'd see at the train or at Starbucks at Caribou or someplace in town. Oftentimes, the grocery store was a good place to stop me and talk about something that wasn't right or could be done better. But almost without exception, every one of these personal interactions was just that, personal. And they made indelible marks on me and made me want to serve better and become more engaged in the process that is uniquely Downers Grove, which is governing from the bottom up. And bottom actually is probably a misnomer. It is from the residents up. I think when I started on the Liquor Commission, I got a taste for wanting to serve, and it's actually a training ground for many good commissioners and leaders in this community. The gentleman to my right started there. His predecessor, really someone that was kind of a mentor to me, Sue McConnell, started there. And it's all about good policy making. Liquor Commission, many members are here tonight, take on some pretty cool things. It whetted my appetite to become more involved because I'm a stakeholder, just like you are. In 2003, I made an innocuous run for council, and it was pretty much innocuous. I won. I sat right there where my friend Jeff sits, and I was kind of a casual observer for a little while. Because, as Becky Renkin will soon see, things move kind of fast at first, and there's an acclimating period that you kind of absorb. But that appetite and my quenching, it wasn't quenched, my need to serve moved me to this middle chair, and it wasn't because of me at all. but rather a group of citizens, those folks, some of whom are here tonight, that met in a cold, dreary day in November at the DuPage Inn in the basement, where a plot was afoot over a couple of beers and a couple of good burgers to try and make a positive change in the community. And the energy in that room, and we had several meetings, was palpable, unmistakable, and it was that groundswell of residents, and our group expanded and it became really humbling. That's the only word I would use. It was humbling to be amongst so many smart, thoughtful, caring people. That process was something I shan't soon forget. And I would be remiss if I didn't say a heartfelt thank you, and I can't say it enough, to my wife primarily and my children. You know, I do remember that day my kids came here. And now one's 14. When I started this, she was 4. My son's 11. I think he was 2 when I started this, when I was on the Liquor Commission. So they've always known me in some capacity up here. And it's kind of a cool thing. I've taken them around to as many events as humanly possible because I think you can kind of grow into that service mentality. And what's really important about Downers Grove service, there's a model called the civil servant, and the servant public official. And it's all based on not personal gain, not accolades. It's very nice to be hearing these nice words about me. But it's about an endeavor. And the endeavor in this instance is the village we all proudly call our home, that we care about, that we are stakeholders in. So I don't want to be remiss. My wife and kids, thank you for lending me to the community. Thank you for being so generous with your time. Just thank you for being you. I'm ridiculously lucky. I made a lot of friends up here. I made a lot of friends on the boards and commissions. And again, my just fortuitousness, meeting so many people, will be the great takeaway from my experience. I met so many people which renewed my faith in this community, and it's unfallible. Staff, I would be mistaken if I didn't take a moment to thank the folks that work in this village, that work for this village, and our stakeholders every bit as much as the residents. In every endeavor, I've been remarkably impressed by the men and women who work here, whether they're at 801 or over at Public Works, whether they're in the fire department, police department, wherever. The folks that serve this community that are over there right now, to a person, are dedicated, hardworking, thoughtful, caring ambassadors of this village. Thank you for letting me hang with you for a while. We did some pretty cool things that I'm proud of. Thank you for letting me serve. And with that, and with all due respect to Mr. LeCren, may I get a motion to adjourn? Sine die.
I'm not even touching that. I learned one new word today. That was I move to adjourn sine die. I can know it.
Sine die.
Sine die.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There is none opposed. Godspeed, and welcome to the next council.